everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer, taking a look at the DRF race of the day for Wednesday, August the 14th. Let's throw up the field for race number 5 at Saratoga. We're going 1 mile and a 16th on the inner turf in the Suzie O'Kane Stakes, New York-bred 3-year-old fillies. Mike, we got 9 in the body of the race. The 10 Landed is entered main track only. Horacio De Paz has 4 in here.
Yeah, he's got a pretty strong hand too. He's got the morning line favorite, Awesome Check, the number 6. But his other 3 horses, you can make cases for all of them as well.
It's a pretty competitive group, even with Awesome Check as the favorite, coming off of a good trip win last time out. And I guess one of her best assets is her tactical speed. We throw up the Timeform US pace projector, and you'll notice that Awesome Check looks like she could be in a comfy spot sitting off of Red Burgundy. Now, Red Burgundy has speed, and she's also fresh. I expect her to get to the top.
Yeah, I can see that happening here. Outside draw off of a little layoff here. So we'll see if they're on a send from the outside post end. I didn't feel like there was a ton of pace in this race, but they didn't, they might not be walking early in here either.
If the pace is hot, keep an eye on the number 7, Money Grab. Note the LP flag over her chiclet. That indicates she has the fastest Timeform US late pace rating. She rallied for 3rd last time out. Might have been hurt by a 25-second opening quarter mile. Maybe they go faster to the half in the Suzie O'Kane. Let's start things with a horse that certainly could win this race, and that's the number 1, Brockardini. I liked her debut over course and distance last year. I liked the way she won the Selima at Laurel 2 starts back, and then she went on the sidelines for about 9.5 months. She took money in the Boiling Springs at Monmouth. She was very headstrong for the first half mile. I don't know. I was really disappointed in the stretch run because there was nothing there, but she gets a lot of class relief, and her best race, I think, puts her in the mix.
Yeah, I agree with all that stuff. I mean, she didn't run well in the Boiling Springs last time. I'm with you there. She went favorite in there. Maybe that's a good sign, Dan, that she took all that money and then for whatever reason just didn't fire. As you've already pointed out, her debut was good over this turf course. I thought her Selima was also really good. She improves off the 3-year-old debut. She could easily be there. I think she's a great price on the morning line.
Great price on the morning line. Back with New York Reds for the first time since the debut win, and maybe she just was a little bit short off of that lengthy layoff last time out for George Weaver. The number 2 is Summer Whirl, going out for Graham Motion, and she graduated in eye-catching style, going 1 mile over the inner turf earlier in the meet. Let's watch her 3rd lifetime start. Now, the pace was hot. The leader tried to get away through a 3rd quarter in 23 and 4, but Summer Whirl's boxed up towards the inside. She shows a lot of agility, altering course off heels, has a ton of work to do here, and somehow, some way gets up under Johnny V.
Fires a good one here to close this thing down. This is a good performance. We thought we had that pace projector up earlier, Dan, and they thought the 7 is the best closer in the race. I totally disagree. This is the best closer in the race. She showed it last time. She showed it 2 starts back when they stretched her out for the first time. She made a huge run in there. And just came up short. She also finished really well sprinting in her debut. I think she's got a ton of talent. I think she's a major, major player in here.
The first of De Paz's cavalry of horses in here is the 3, Downtown Channel, a very lightly raced daughter of turf champion English Channel, making her 3rd start of the year. She looked good, winning at Saratoga off of the lengthy layoff. Last time out, she comes out of the Awesome Check race. And Mike, Downtown Channel, to me, got bumped a little bit at the break. She fell far behind. She was able to get to the outside in the stretch and picked up some tired horses. I just think the pace worked against her.
She didn't get a great trip in there or a great setup in that race either. She also didn't really run that well, I didn't think. I thought she was interesting, Dan, because 2 starts back when she broke her main, it was the long layoff. There was a pace in front of her that day, but she also got into a little traffic around the final turn there. Everybody got the jump on her. And then when she got out into the clear, I thought that she really ran in there. I thought that was actually a pretty impressive maiden win. I don't really know what to say about her last race. I'm not going to defend it too much. I'm just going to say, when I went back and watched it again, I'm not sure what the plan was there. To me, Jose Ortiz rode her like she was 100 to 1 in there. He never tried to get her involved. He just sat on the inside and last all the way around like she had no chance in there. And then you know what happened, Dan? When they got to the stretch, she had no chance. She was way too far away.
And she did come again with a little bit of a run in the lane. Ortiz retains the mount in the Suzie O'Kane. Boxed Wine is the number 4. She finished ahead of Downtown Channel when behind Awesome Check, went third last time out in that first level allowance race. Now, she sort of saved ground in mid-pack. The rail was there for her, and she did finish with mild interest to be third. It'll be interesting to see if perhaps she gets out into the clear a little bit earlier. I think she's taking slow steps forward, and I won't be surprised if she drifts a little bit off this 6-1 morning line.
I'm going to agree with that. It'll be interesting to see if she can pull a little bit of a different trip here, because I'm sort of with you. If she can get out into the clear, maybe for the stretch run, maybe it makes a real difference when you go back and watch that most recent start. I mean, she was behind Awesome Check all the way, even all through the stretch there, and she just could not get clear. I actually felt like she ran a deceptively good race there.
Michael Maker is showing a lot of confidence in the 5 Bossy Jeans, stepping her up into a stakes race after winning a maiden claimer. But the maiden claimer was the first start off an 8-month layoff, and she looked pretty good. Let's watch Bossy Jeans boss around these maiden sellers. She set a pretty pressured pace inside the 4th place finisher, who was a 12-1 shot, opens up the lead and just goes about her business. So by far, this was a career best performance for Bossy Jeans, and maybe we'll see some speed from her again.
Maybe, yeah. The class drop seems like it made a huge difference for her here, though, Dan. I mean, she got loose and never faced a challenge in this race. So I didn't really, know how much credit I really wanted to give her. I'll recognize that she stepped forward in that race. It didn't really make me want to bet her back against this way tougher field.
Awesome Check was stakes placed against Open Company in her final start as a 2-year-old and might be racing herself back into prime shape. Here's her most recent start, her second start of 2024, and you really can't ask for any sort of a better trip than this. The pace wasn't very fast. Awesome Check sat the pocket, gets clear sailing on the outside in the lane, and is able to grind down the leader once getting inside the drifting pace setter. We'll see some of the others in here rally for minor awards.
Yeah, pretty good performance. I mean, she did get a really good trip in this race, and she took advantage of it for sure. But it's still another nice performance for all of her turf races are good, Dan. She clearly fits maybe a little bit better here with these state bred kinds of horses. I thought she was a great price last time, and you'll probably have to take a shorter one in here. But in a lot of ways, she's the horse to beat.
Money Grab is the number 7, and it appears she's coming into this race in improving form off of a third place effort in this race, a second level allowance for New York breds. The pace wasn't necessarily fast. They went 25 for the opening quarter. She did get out an in-out closer's trip, going to squeeze through in between, and she'll get up for third in a race that features a few older horses. So back in with 3-year-old fillies here.
Yeah, that's right. So it could just be class relief, even though this is a stakes race, and the one we're watching now wasn't. Ran okay in here, picked up some ground in there, just wasn't quite good enough. She's another one. I think all 3 of her turf races are fine. I can't say that I love her in this race, Dan. And I don't think she's the best closer in this field. She's 5-1 on the morning line. I don't think it's a price I would take.
Eloro, the number 8, finished behind a couple of these, 2 and 3 starts back. So the drop to the $40,000 maiden claiming tag made sense, and it worked out. Let's watch Eloro show pace pressing ability in this race, and they're immediately clear of the overmatched competition in the 3/16 pole, and Eloro just runs right by the leader and wins as a favorite should. But now it's back up in class, and she was listed as a vet scratch sick on July 19th.
She just found a great spot here, Dan, and did what she was supposed to do as a pretty heavy favorite. It's an easy win for her. It's not a fast race. They move her way back up in class here off the claim, and she has to improve a lot.
As mentioned in the open, the 9 Red Burgundy, despite taking the blinkers off, should show speed. She's been on the lead in the pace call in all 4 races. She figures fresh after not having competed since late October, that being the Open Chelsea Flower Stakes, where she was likely overmatched. She set the pace and she tired. I guess if they give her the lead and she's able to walk the dog on the backstretch, she can take this field a long way, as she did 2 starts back when winning her maiden, and the wire came in the nick of time.
Yeah, it really did. She did. She got saved by the wire there when she broke her maiden. Yeah, maybe she just gets loose in here, Dan, and it leads to a forward move for her, which she obviously needs to find in this race. 3-year-old debut, though, you sort of expect her to get a little bit better this year. Maybe not in this race, but if you like her, she's a great price. I didn't like her that much.
The 10 Landed is entered main track only, and if she gets into this race, she's going to be likely a heavy favorite based off of her win last time out in the Bowery as the favorite on dirt. Before we take a look at our top selections, please click the subscribe button on the Daily Racing Form YouTube channel for the latest DRF videos. Top pick time for the Suzie O'Kane Stakes. Mike, you're going for a little bit of a price. Downtown Channel 10-1 on the morning line. Maybe she'll shake loose a little bit earlier this time.
Just wanted to take a shot with a horse at a price in here. Then I realized that it's a pretty tall order for Downtown Channel. She's going to need a little help to win here, but I do think she's better than she looks on paper. I hated the ride that she got last time. Maybe she'll get a better one here between the two favorites. And I'm not way against some awesome check in this race, Dan, but I sort of preferred the 2 to the 6.
Summer Whirl's very interesting coming off that last race. That was a sparkling maiden victory. That being said, I landed on awesome check in here, but I want to use your top pick Downtown Channel. And I even want to use a little bit of Boxed Wine, the 4, who I think is slowly improving and might drift in price. Those are the 3 I'll key on in any sort of multiple race wagers. 3216 for Mike, 6439 for me. It's the Suzie O'Kane Wednesday's DRF race of the day, the 5th at the Spa. Good luck.